And literally, the way that I perceived a third eye awakening was just a massive realization. How to awaken your third eye and elevate to a higher level of consciousness. Now, awakening your third eye is the most easiest and basic process that we can ever go through. People think that it's this most intense step, this biggest thing to awaken your third eye, when in reality, it's really not that hard at all. Many of you that are watching this, your third eye is more than likely already open. If you're watching a tarot reader that is also a psychic, that also provides law of attraction messages and things of that nature, chances are you already are awakened. That was fucking cute. Once you realize that your third eye has been closed all these years, then you realize that it's open. Now, yeah, I get it. Maybe it's not that basic. Maybe it's not that simple. Let's dive into it. So, basically, in my perception, the way that I perceive a third eye awakening, a spiritual awakening, things of that nature, was all due to my experiences leading up till now. At the age of 17 is when I first had my third eye experience, my first awakening experience. I was going through a very traumatic time. I was going through a lot of hardships in my life to the point where it led me down a very dark path. And through that dark path, through all that trauma, through all that pain, was when I finally awakened. And for most people, they usually do end up awakening when they're going through trauma and they're going through a lot of negativity. For some reason, that just tends to be a very big reoccurring theme. And literally, the way that I perceived a third eye awakening was just a massive realization. Now, what your third eye actually is, it's actually called your pineal gland, which really does exist. It's in your brain. So for a lot of people that are like, your third eye doesn't exist, well, you have a pineal gland. We're all born with one. So that's why it is called and or nicknamed the third eye. So your third eye is basically right here, right in between your brain, right in between your two eyebrows, if you want to call it that. For some people, your third eye can be very visible. There are times where I'm preaching something or I am explaining something from a higher level of consciousness, and you'll even see the indent kind of sticking out of my head. So now that we covered what the third eye actually is, I'm not going to dive deep into the history on Shiva and all the history on what, and all the history about how this knowledge was discovered and how everything came about. But what I am going to do is start talking about how do you awaken to this consciousness. Well, it all starts by realization. Realizing the society we're living in, the world we're living in, and how the world works. See, when I was going through my spiritual journey, I started noticing a lot of flaws in the system of this place that we call Earth. I started noticing flaws in certain systems, like, for example, the working system. People that would slave for hours and just do an extensional amount of work, but get paid $10 an hour? $7.50 an hour? I would watch people slave, and I was even one of them, where I would grind my hardest out at work and make a $300 paycheck at the end of the week. For me, I was even fortunate enough to be making $300 a week, because some people even just make $150. I mean, the minimum wage is crazy. For the amount of hours you work and you're gonna get paid that much, it's not a good look. I started noticing the flaws in the system, and I also started noticing the flaws in the world. The way that people were consistently perceiving things. Saying that you can't pursue your dreams, right? Dreams are for the lucky people. See, I never believed in luck. You made your own luck. How everything came about, how the earth was made, where we're gonna go when we die. I just started questioning myself and questioning everything that was around me. And a good way to know if your third eye is opening is that's when you start questioning everything that's going on around you. Whether it's your religion, whether it's what you're doing for work, whether if this is a holographic reality or if this is a real reality. When your third eye is awakening, you'll start questioning everything in your existence, and what actually starts happening is you start seeing that you're going hard, you're going to town on research. This is what happened in my experience. You'll start noticing that you're researching literally everything you possibly can. You're researching certain philosophies. You're researching and coming across things like law of attraction, reality transurfing. You're researching how to open your third eye. As I said, everybody that's probably watching this video, it's already awakening. Now, of course, there's stages. There are stages in which you are in the process of opening it, and there are stages where it is completely open and you can see everything for what it is. At the end of the day, I do have a crap load of knowledge. I do have a lot of intuitive gifts, but my third eye is probably not 100% open, but it definitely is up there in the numbers, right? At the end of the day, just the way to awaken it is just to change your perception of the world, to realize that this world you're living in isn't really how everybody tries to make it seem. There's always more to the picture. So opening your third eye is questioning and realizing, is this really it? Because then you're going to start to see things from a very different point of view. And as I was mentioning previously, getting the feeling, getting the urge to do all this research, to learn more knowledge, to obtain more knowledge, that's not just coming from you. That's coming from your intuition, which you were already starting to be able to harness the energy and gather that energy of intuition because your third eye was starting to open when you realized that it was closed. Everything ties up, man. Intuition comes from the third eye. Intuition and higher consciousness comes from the third eye. Anything on a higher consciousness level is always coming from your third eye. So as you're going through this awakening, man, you're just learning so much more wisdom, so much more knowledge. You're understanding that the concept is that we are all energy, and energy is all we will ever be. We are just energy vibrating at such a high frequency that we appear as these physical beings, but if we did not have that, we would all just be these giant balls of energy. Understanding that you can change your course of reality by using your energy, using your frequency, using alchemy. I can't express this enough, but a third eye awakening is just a realization, a major fucking realization. This can honestly work for you. For some people, if you find that anything I'm saying isn't resonating or helping you, you literally can go look at the frequencies that people make on YouTube. People will make third eye awakening frequencies where you can listen to them and they can induce a third eye awakening. You could even listen to subliminal messaging. You can do certain third eye guided meditations on how to awaken yourself to your higher level of consciousness. But at the end of the day, like I keep saying, man, it's just a massive realization. It's super easy. You know, maybe some other people will train some more in-depth ways of how to go about it, but I could definitely give you some pointers and some tips. So now that we understand on how to awaken your third eye, what are some easy ways to do so? Well, for one, that's meditation. Meditation is so beneficial. Meditation is literally always going to help you. The moment you calm your mind, you'll start noticing that random thoughts will start popping into your head. Thoughts that don't connect, thoughts that don't make sense, thoughts that almost seem like they're coming from something bigger than you. Now that is your higher self. That is the true you, your higher self. So while sitting in meditation and really just allowing the calmness of the ego, calmness of the mind, you could start hearing things, feeling guided to do certain things from your higher stated level of consciousness. So meditation is a great and beneficial key to start tapping into the energies of your third eye. Even those that are practicing tarot. Now, I'm not encouraging everybody to practice tarot reading, but when you do start reading tarot, you'll start realizing that you'll start going off the basis of what these cards are, and then the more you keep reading, out of nowhere, you're starting to get knowledge and information from everywhere. Your intuition is starting to be spot fucking on. And a lot of people always wonder, how do you access your intuition? You just listen. People think that's so difficult and so hard to understand. You just listen. What's the first thought that came into your head? What is that ultimate response? What is that gut feeling telling you? That's your intuition. And awakening is a process. You're not going to learn everything overnight. You're not going to understand or develop your belief systems based off of society anymore. You're going to be understanding and developing your belief systems based off of what your higher self will resonate with, what your soul will resonate with. See, I'm a part of the spiritual community, I'm a spiritual person, and everybody else is just as spiritual as me, right? But they may have different beliefs than I have. As a collective consciousness, though, we can agree and resonate with that the third eye is a legitimate, real thing, correct? But while somebody else is going through their awakening process, they can experience and learn completely different things than you can experience and learn. So the beauty about having a third eye awakening is that through our own perception, we're experiencing things from our own level of consciousness. And if we resonate with others and other things that people preach, we'll resonate with that. The third eye experience is a massive realization, but on top of that as well, it's also being open to suggestion, being open to realizing that maybe everything we're experiencing in the world isn't as real as we think it is. For example, let's even take the news, guys. Come on, everything in the news is absolutely fake. There is nothing good going on there. Most of the time, it's nothing but pure and subliminal messaging that's brainwashing you to think certain things. See, that right there is a statement from your higher self showing you that, dude, wake up. There's so many other things going on that you may not be seeing, you may not be establishing and seeing clearly. Third eye awakening is just seeing things from a different perspective, or seeing things straight through how they are. Looking at the way these systems are set up and seeing the flaws within them. Now, a lot of people are also going to be talking about, and probably asking about, Ant, how do you have your sixth sense, right? The sense of psychic abilities, the sense of intuition, and things of that nature. I don't correlate that too much into a third eye experience, although when your third eye is fully open, or when your third eye is open in general, you can have those gifts. Everybody is born with them, everybody has them. As I mentioned previously, everybody is born with a third eye, therefore everybody is born with psychic gifts, although we're all on different levels on what it is that we practice, know, and can do. Literally anybody can read tarot, anybody can be a medium, anybody can be empathic and pick up on other people's energy and know what other people's energy are. These things are very, very natural, and these are all abilities that we all have. Just some people are on different stages and levels. So in regards to opening your third eye, if you open your third eye, yes, you could start developing or resonating more with your sixth sense, because you're starting to have that belief system anyways. And you gotta know that if you don't believe in any of this stuff, you're not gonna experience anything at all, right? So for the people that are looking on how to awaken that sixth sense, awaken your third eye, follow up on all the knowledge as I was mentioning previously, keep doing research and things of that nature, and you'll find easy ways on how to access your intuition, on how to become a medium and convert with people that have passed on. You'll learn how to be empathic, how to pick up on others' energy, how to understand others' energy. And most of the time, as us souls having a human experience, we're experiencing all these things all the time, but we're just not consciously aware of it. We're not consciously aware of what we're picking up on or what we're doing, because we were born, and due to our social conditioning, we were taught that none of this stuff is real. So we gotta take away our social conditioning to open up our third eye, because our social conditioning is what originally closed our third eye. Like I said, by the moment you are born, your third eye is already open, but social conditioning, or the way that you were raised, the way that you were brought up, the society you were around, is what was bringing it, is what was closing your third eye. And listen, I'm not this big asshole who's gonna be like, dude, look at me, man, I'm woke as fuck. I'm so woke, I can't even talk to you right now. I'm super woke. Like, no, I'm not gonna go that far, go that deep, man. I'm trying to help you guys and give you the most beneficial knowledge I possibly can, okay? One last thing that I want to mention about third eye experiences and third eye awakenings. In regards to awakening your third eye, a good majority of the time, it will happen naturally. It won't always just happen for people, even if they try forcing it. And at the end of the day, most of the time, it's just a natural experience. Can you awaken your third eye based off the information in this video? Absolutely, 100% you can. But for most people, this is just something that occurs naturally and happens to them. And like I also mentioned earlier, it usually happens after some sort of traumatic event. People who are going through third eye awakenings, or people that are having them, they know that they can control the world with their mind. The world doesn't control their mind, they control the world with their mind. Realize that your third eye is closed. And the reason why it's closed in the first place is because growing up around family, growing up around society, they're gonna say a lot of things aren't real. Like ghosts aren't real, spirits aren't real, energy isn't real, all this kind of crap, even though we have so much scientific evidence on it. So when you realize that society's wrong, and you're on that process of awakening, and as you start awakening, because it will happen immediately. It will happen immediately when you choose to reject the way that society likes to think, and you're coming to that realization that there has to be something else out there. There has to be a flaw in this system. When you start realizing that, and you start getting that urge to research, all that research is gonna open this thing wide open. So hopefully this video is not confusing, because I'm trying not to confuse anybody at all, but seriously though, opening your third eye is like literally the most simplest and basic tool you could do, and I hope this video inspires millions and helps people, because believe me, it is easy. I'm sure there's many other factors I can add into this that go on and on a little bit more about third eye, but this is a basic way to break it down and a basic way to understand how to awaken. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If this is a video that resonates for you, let me know down in the comments down below. Take care and have a great one, and I will catch you guys later, alright? Peace.